All projects require a personal method of construction and degree of creativity, beginning at the design and ending at the completed project. But there are time-tested rules and conventions that will help steer you through even the most complex projects. Craftsmanship and furniture restoration. The care and restoration of antiques can be a hobby in and of itself, but is the craftsmanship shown in those antiques still alive, or have the use of power tools made it antiquated? Cutting curves and autos. Handyman tips. Basic skills of the woodworker are part of the skills held by a knowledgeable handyman. Learned skill for both enhance their ability to complete projects successfully. Cutting curves and circles is a learned skill which is more advanced than a simple straight cut but necessary for basic woodworking. The dado joint making is a basic skill needed for many furniture pieces. Woodworking technique. Sanding and wood finishing types. The final step to any project is often done slapdash, or just not to the standards of the rest of the project. For a truly standout piece, finishing correctly is of the utmost importance. Sharpening and measurement. Keeping your tools sharp and your measurement accurate and complete allow for pieces that can shows both a beautiful design and razor-sharp construction. Wood finishing technique. There are numerous ways to finishing any piece. The challenge is not only use the correct finishing technique but choosing the correct finish for the job. Wood joints technique and types. The choice of joints will affect the overall robustness, flexibility, and appearance of any piece. The properties of wood joints include aesthetic elements combined with strength and flexibility. Picking the right type of joint comes from knowing the strength and weakness inherent in the wood type and joint itself. A strong joint is a mark of fine workmanship, and the joint's appearance oftentimes is as important to the piece as the function of the joint. Joinery is simply the joining of two pieces of wood creating furniture, boxes, frames and other objects. Some joints will use fasteners or adhesives, but traditional only the properties of wood are used. 8 steps for preparing lumber for woodworking projects. There are 8 steps to preparing lumber at the beginning of the construction phase of a project. Whether you buy rough or surfaced lumber from the mill, the lumber yard, a home center, or a specialty wood store, you have to prepare the lumber for use. The lumber can be rough cut from the mill, or surfaced lumber that has been smoothed on 2, 3, or 4 sides. Regardless of whether or not you buy lumber rough or surfaced, the wood has to be prepared for use. You have to take into account the design size of the pieces required for the project, any grain pattern considerations for the project from the plank we are cutting up, and any warping in the wood. Rough lumber gives you more thickness to work with when preparing the lumber to eliminate a warp. Rough lumber is usually January 1/8 inch, 3 mm, to 1/4 inch, 6 mm, or more, thicker than surfaced lumber.